Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the spirit. I came across this yesterday. One of the brothers had put it out there. And it's basically this Jake going up against a classroom full of women and a teacher at that regarding the debate on this selection, which transpired last week, which we all know that DJ was selected. Okay, because you have to understand, and I'm going to say this, as brothers have been echoing this statement, presidents are selected, not elected. Now, I was listening to this one podcast, and they made an excellent point, and they say that people have the ability to elect their presidents, but they don't have the power to select them. And it made sense because when you look at the Electoral College and you look at the popular votes, at the end of the day, it's the Electoral College that puts the candidate in there, all right, at hindsight. But overall, it's really the elites that's pulling the strings. Okay, because when you look at this current selection, Donald Trump was off the rip favored to be the next president of the United States, which he's technically the 47th president of the United States. Now, he was favored to win by several things because policies, and talking points about the economy, and ultimately the big deportation or deportation of these migrants. So his talking points was much more probable to be selected as a candidate versus Kamala. Her whole talking point was based on my body, my rights, my choice, which drew in a lot of feminists, a lot of simps, and a lot of trans people was the ones that really voted for her. So she was destined to lose. But now you have everybody online, mainly of the left wing, literally going batshit crazy because Kamala didn't get selected. And when you listen to this debate, this Jake in a gray hoodie and a gray jumpsuit, he makes some very interesting points, and he seems to be very articulate when it comes to some form of politics. But, at the end of the day, he's still lost because, for one thing, why are you defending either candidate? Okay? We know that these candidates, political candidates, they don't have the best interests of our people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But yet you fully invest your time, your energy, your effort, your emotions in a place that's getting ready to be destroyed, which is smoke and mirrors anyway, man. So Jake is completely through. But anyway, I'm going to play, it's about a 4-minute video, so I'm going to kind of interject here and there. Because like I said, he's very articulate. He knows some things. But when I thought about it, I'm like, you have all this knowledge about this political shit. But yet, you don't know nothing about Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Then again, he may know something. But the fact about it is that he's not pushing it. But anyway, let's just let it speak for itself. Get a couple of precepts and we'll take it from there.
Like you.
What right is he taking away from women?
He don't like your race. He will spit on you. He don't even like
What right is he taking away from women?
He don't like y'all. He don't like none of us. He don't even like his own race.
What right is he taking away from women? Y'all still not answering my question.
Answered that.
I've
You're
been
just
asking for like
dumb.
5
We
minutes.
answered it.
But what was the answer?
We answered it.
Y'all brought up education once I asked that question. Because
You
y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all just go on Twitter, look at what they say, and just run with it.
Byron, you go on Twitter. I watched the debate. I heard everything.
And he cut him. He said, y'all go on Twitter and y'all look at what they say. And that's the ultimate thing. Okay, that's the primary. That's very apparent because that is the truth. Because it can't be no more than 8th grade. They're not high school. At least I don't think. They may be freshmen at the most, but at least I want to say they're at least 8th graders. All right, having a discussion about politics. Now, when we was in 8th grade, we had something called the U.S. Constitution. We had to take two different types you had the Constitution test and you had the U.S. Constitution. We had to take 2 different tests in order to pass the 8th grade into high school. So we was kind of familiar on politics to some degree, but one thing they mentioned in schools. They said one thing you do not talk about is religion and politics, because people, that'll be a never-ending argument, because everybody's entitled to their belief and their opinions and blase, which technically is the problem, because for one thing, you have opinion, then you have fact, okay? Most people are very opinionated, and we all have our particular opinions about certain things that don't matter. But overall, the truth is, or the problem is that it's too many opinions and not enough facts. And they teach you, well, you can't argue with another person. That's their truth. Look, it can be their truth, but at the end of the day, it ain't wrong for us to tell you that you're wrong. Okay? Because there's no other truth but one truth. There's only one truth. Like the scripture said, there's only one Lord, one faith, one baptism. There's only one truth. And we believe through the Spirit, we teach that truth. Okay? But when you tell somebody that they flat out wrong, then that's when it gets offensive, because they say, well, who are you to tell me? How you know you right? And then it goes back and forth and it becomes a pointless argument. But these people were wrong, all right? And we got it right through the Spirit. And I say that in confidence and faith, not to boast or to be proud, But this world has totally dumbed down the minds of the people. And these people are all led by emotion. Like these young girls say, they don't know nothing about politics. Okay, only thing they do, they watch TikTok all day. They go on IG, they scroll, and they get the leftist opinion about how they should think. So these women are already feminists. They are already natural born feminists because of their mothers, because of the celebrities, and to their entertainers they looked up to have already destroyed the minds of these young girls. So they already have made a mind, or they have already formulated an opinion about men and about this guy, Donald Trump, which Trump is the devil, of course. But they've already come up to the conclusion that they're going to go with the left side because it appeases their emotions, because these emotions have been projected into these kids now. Okay, so it's trickling all the way down to the youth. Okay, when they have the likeness of Cardi B, you have Cardi B, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Glorilla, Beyonce, okay, Michelle Obama. These are all heroes to these women and to these jakes, man, and to these kids. So when they see Glorilla, like, that's their leaders. They see Glorilla, they see Sexy Red, and they see that these celebrities, which supports Kamala, they're going to go in their favor because that's who these kids look up to, which is a very, very sad role model. You know what I'm saying? So this is the youth, all right? So anyway, let me get a quick precept real quick. This is the book of Proverbs 22:6, and this is why you're supposed to teach your kids the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, because that way they will be able to distinguish between what's right and what's wicked. Like the scriptures say, a righteous man can discern between the righteous and the wicked. And these kids, they can't discern because they don't know nothing. And the schools are definitely not teaching them anything, but yet they're teaching them about masturbation, about how to be, how to accept the same, wet marriage. And, they busy pushing a curriculum of letting men use girls' bathrooms, and men competing in women's sports, to shape their minds, when that's a disaster waiting to happen. You see? But this is the book of Proverbs 22:6, and it says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart from it. And these, Salakia, had to blow something. But anyway, these kids were not trained up in the way of the Lord, but they was trained up in the ways of Babylon the Great. And this is the reason why you're going to see that it's going to get pretty heated, to the point that the teacher would step in and try to shut him down, because the teacher performs to a leftist ideology too. Okay, and one thing about these public schools, about Jake schools, they set up these teachers, and it's all done by design, man. Okay, they're carefully handpicked. Versus when you go to like certain private schools, they don't really teach all these bogus curriculums. But when you go to a Jake school, they teach you the worst of the worst, and they teach you all this woke liberal nonsense, and these people take it and run with it, man. All right.
Y'all thought he was taking away abortions. He can't even do that.
Myron, what debate do you watch?
Oh, he's so stupid. Yes, please look at the Chromebook. So I want to see what right he's taking.
Let me look at no Chromebook. Go look at the
right.
debate.
Let's see what right he's taking away from
Go look
women.
at what he's saying.
Let's see what right he's taking away from women. Let's watch it.
Okay, let's see what he's giving you when he is.
No, what right is he taking away?
See, and these kids are mad for nothing. Like, especially her right here. She's mad based on what she hear, because she don't know nothing about politics. She don't know right wing, left wing, Only thing she knows is a bunch of talking points and a bunch of different narratives that goes against her or that goes against her emotions. Okay, she's too young to be in a feminist mindset. She can't be no more, what, 8th grade? Freshie, maybe? But these are young kids, and they already are destroyed by the system, man. Which shows you that we on our way out of here. And this is why the Lord said, by no way this generation should not pass away until all things be fulfilled. And these people are gone, man. I mean, she literally has an attitude based on something that won't even directly affect her right away. You know, and that's the nature of Babylon the Great. This is why this place is called the land of confusion, man. Because what if she has an attitude about? You niggas are in 8th grade. What you so upset about? It ain't like you can go down there and vote anyway. So what are you mad about? All because it's a woman, and a so-called black woman at that, which Kamala is not a black woman. She don't even act like Jake. She don't talk like Jake. She don't move like Jake. Okay, and in my opinion, she's very corny. And I really believe that she's a Amalekite. I believe she's a small hat. Because during the time of Yahushai, you had a sect of the Herodians, which actually look like Israelites. And this is why the Lord called them a fox, man. Okay, you got the likings of Barack Obama, which he's a Hamite, you know, which people question his lineage. He could be a damn Edomite, but, he's a Hamite because his father, I think, is Kenyan. And then Kamala, they found out that her father, even though he, I believe, was like a Jamaican descent, maybe on his mother's side of it, but his father was an Irishman that owned slaves, he had a slave plantation, and he had a lot of Benjamites, and he owned plantations, man. You know, and you did have Jake that owned plantation. Well, they was the head of plantations, but Esau ultimately was the taskmaster behind it, man. And finding out her father might not have been really Irish, they probably just threw that in there to throw you off. Her father could have been Amalek. She just had that Amalekite spirit, and that's just my opinion, you know. But anyway, let's go.
Okay, let's see what he's giving you when he is.
No, what right is he taking away from us?
Let's see what he's doing for you.
Because they said that last time.
The rights and abortion was over.
And y'all also said Project 25. He also said publicly he's not going to do no Project 25.
He's a liar. Do you believe him?
He said,
Nigga,
Y'all only want Kamala Harris.
your body, my choice. That's what did.
Why do you need an abortion? Why do you care about abortion? You're in high school.
It doesn't matter.
You're in
Okay, they're in high school. Okay, so maybe freshmen. They may be freshmen. They look young, but even then, you heard what the Jake just said. He said, why do you need an abortion? You in high school. But see, this is the point, bro. These little girls are out having sex, man. Okay, because like I said, they got their sexy gorilla, they got their sexy reds, they got their Sukihanas, they got their Glorrillas. These are all their role models. So when they see these particular celebrities acting out in that type manner, because remember, Sexy Red was going around to different schools in Babylon and indoctrinating these young kids, man. You know, to the point they had to counsel a couple of our tourists because she came in there smelling like weed. But if they letting that type of wickedness into your schools, then just imagine what the kids are picking up on, you know. But he made an excellent point, even though he's going off because he's like gung-ho for the right-hand side. Okay, clearly he doesn't know the Most High, and clearly he's not learning of the Lord in his household. But he's making plain talking points like, what are you worried about 187 your baby for and you in high school, you know? And then you got her mad being a feminist, getting her emotions, all because the fact about it is she's a woman. Okay, most women were mad that Kamala didn't get elected because Kamala is a woman and most women are feminist. Okay, and you know what, brothers? Hey, what happened last week showed me everything I need to know. That right there was a complete eye-opener. About a good 90% of your black women and your Latin women are feminists, man. Okay, don't let them lie to you and say that they're not. All these women are fucking feminists. Every last one of them to some degree. So the woman you dealing with or the woman you met at the club or whatever, or the chick you think is your little girlfriend, hey, she's a fucking feminist, man. You know, and you got to keep that in the back of your mind. These people, they're not for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, let's run it back a little bit more.
Your body, my choice. That's what did.
Why do you?
My body, my choice. Your body is not your choice. You don't have ownership. Your body belongs to Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And you don't have ownership over your body. Okay, you are the property of your father. That's if your father is even around, which he's probably not talking like this. But the fact about it is you are ownership of your father until you get married off. So you don't have free reign to do what the hell you want to do with your body. And this is the reason why a lot of you women are bugged out of your minds, because you go out here and you give your body to all these different individuals, you know, and then you put these spirits upon yourself and you start to act out and wonder why you can't even keep a stable situation, because you're all jacked up in the mind, man. Okay? Most women are mad because the fact about it is they wanted to go out there and do things without any repercussions, and that's all it is. And I got a statistic on exactly just that, and I'm gonna play it after this video just to, you know, give brothers, you know, just to show brothers like all this 187 shit of the kids, this the reason why they wanted, that's all bullshit. These women wanted to go out there and to live recklessly without anybody calling it out, and that's all it is, man. All right, so anyway, Salakia.
Liar. Do you believe
And
him?
they said, and he said,
Nigga,
Y'all only want Kamala Harris.
your body, my choice. That's what Nick.
Why do you need an abortion? Why do you care about abortion? You're in high school.
It doesn't matter.
You're in high school.
Women get pregnant. Women our ages get pregnant.
Is you
They
getting
get
pregnant?
raped.
Is you getting pregnant? Did you get pregnant
I
once?
shouldn't have to fear that though.
Are you even a? You probably a
You
virgin.
see that? The entitlement. I shouldn't have to fear that though. What do you mean you shouldn't have to fear? It's called keep your legs closed. Or ain't nobody grabbing women up and raping them. That's not really happening like that. Now it do happen, but most women that get grabbed up is a lot of times out of 10, they out doing something they shouldn't be doing. Okay, whether they out there putting it on social media, then you put it out there and you expect that, just like wagging a steak before in front of a dog. Eventually the dog is gonna move on a steak because you're teasing it, you know? And that's just how it is. But if you were in order and if you had somebody to guide you in the right way, you wouldn't be out here putting yourself out there, and you wouldn't make yourself a target, because you do have predators out here. So you want to go out there and show it all off and then don't expect for nobody to move in on it. You tripping, man. That's not you. You people are highly delusional. Okay, you're not operating with clear faculties, man. You're completely delusional if you think that we don't live in that kind of world. You know, they're just like me going around a group of known stick-up kids, and I'm showing and I'm pulling out fucking thousands of dollars out of my pocket, and I'm flashing in front of. Eventually, somebody's gonna catch up to me and rob me, man, because I'm asking for it. You know, and they may say, well, women ain't asking to be great. Well, you ain't saying come and grape me, but your actions are displaying that's what you're putting yourself out there in hot waters, man. And it happens. All right.
Choice. Your body, my choice. That's what Nick.
Why do you need an abortion? Why do you care about abortion? You're in high school.
It doesn't matter.
You're in high school.
Women get pregnant. Women our ages get pregnant.
Is you
They
getting
get
pregnant?
raped.
Is you getting pregnant? Did you get pregnant
I
once?
shouldn't have to fear that though.
Are you even a? You probably a virgin.
Probably. It's called keep your legs closed. And if you are having sex at that age, use a damn condom, man. That's BC right there, using fucking rubbers. They say, well, rubbers do. It ain't 100%, but I ain't never conceived a child using a rubber. Never. Okay, so they're pretty damn accurate, you know, unless you bust out of one. But even then, it's like, nah, it rarely happens.
You worried about the wrong things, yo. Abortion is never one of y'all lists. We got wars. People trying to have war with us, and y'all worried about abortion. Yo, when they slow, y'all worried about abortion. Y'all not even having sex. Like, look at y'all.
It don't matter if we was.
And we have to take, let's focus on the antebellum era during the Civil War, the origins of the Civil War.
Yeah, let's focus on that. People don't want to talk about how Trump is a good president. What's wrong with voters like
That we could, well, just listen, that we could still be friends after the election. I said, no, we can't.
You stop being friends with us because they voted for Trump? Teacher, I'm way more.
He's saying you can still be respectful and that you can still have mutual terms with that person despite others having different
What are you
sides
talking about?
to other.
He just said his friends, those that he hang with, and correct me if I'm wrong. You said they asked you if you still gonna be cool after this. Right or wrong. So what are you talking about, ma'am?
No, that, again, let's not single anybody out, Myron.
No, because she said that's not what you said. I'm like, what are you talking
She
about?
said anything.
Everybody entitled to their own opinion
Right. So
Right.
why would you cut somebody off because they voted for Trump?
He didn't say, well, he can do
You
what he
can't
wants.
dominate the discussion.
I'm never saying you could.
If you want to.
So as you can see, the teacher he's a lefty. he adhered to the left hand, and then he should know better. He's supposed to be the mediator between the kids to keep them stable, but he's agreeing with the damn women because you actually had that people actually cut each other off because they had different political beliefs, man, which is complete confusion. You know, that's wild. But this is the type of world we living in. So let me play the rest of it, and I'm gonna get the scriptures. Salakia, I was so long-winded.
If you want to have some input to the dialogue, then you have to do so in a respectful manner and to be tolerant of each other's views. Now, just because I think I expected that our country citizens were more decent.
Because they voted for Trump, they're not?
Yes.
What?
And-
Jared,
He's a messed up person.
you don't give it. What?
No, wait.
Our citizens not decent because they voted
No,
for Trump?
wait. You have your views, and I have mine. I'm entitled to mine.
But that's why you cut them off,
So
because
if
you don't
I have
correlate.
friends that tell me that, oh, MAGA, 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 I can't be friends with them.
Because he voted for Trump.
Because
Exactly.
What?
you don't get it. It's
Some
like you
people
don't
can't have
want to
their
surround
own
yourself by somebody
opinion.
who
Trump
don't-
is a good president. Some of y'all are blindsided by what y'all hear on the internet.
And he makes an excellent point. But the point about it is, you are highly involved in this thing too, talking about Trump is a good president. He's really not. Neither one of them were good candidates, but they had to give you somebody. But to show you that they put these left-hand people, or they put these left-wing or these liberals as your school teachers, and they do that on purpose because they're pushing a biased curriculum on the kids, man. They're swearing their minds to think a certain way so they can be indoctrinated by this left-hand shit, man, which both of them are left-hand. Okay, let's not get it twisted. Let me see something real quick. Bingo, yep, this is it here. Now, this was a little podcast that was I was kind of looking at yesterday, and it says majority of them only supported Kamala to be able to freely unalive their own kids. Now, this is the reason why they opt into that sociology status, because for one thing, look, the reason, now this is the true statistics here. So their talking points and opinions was based on emotion and be able to do what the hell they want to do. Because this here on the right doesn't agree with this up here. This is the true reason why most women wanted her to be in office. But peep this down here, right? It says reason is less than 1%. It says the pregnancy resulted from an incestful relationship. That rarely happens, right? Now, it do happen, but people don't go down there and unalive their kids. It says the woman was raped. That's 0.15%. The woman's life endangered by the pregnancy, 0.20%. Barely 1%. There was a serious fetal abnormality, right? Then you got 1.48%. The woman's physical health was threatened by the pregnancy, which barely. And all these are less than 5% statistic-wise. So all that shit they was talking about, well, what if we get great? That was all folly. That was all a lie because they wanted to be able to do things they wanted to do. And it says here, the woman's psychological health was threatened by the pregnancy, and the woman aborted for social or economic reasons, which was 20.4%. Like I said, based on falsely generated narratives. As you heard the young ladies in that video, basically their opinions were swayed off that. And his was swayed off the right hand too, because he was defending this dude Trump, which he made valid points, but no, bro. Okay. Anyway, let's get it. Let's go over here to the book of Isaiah 40. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 30, then we'll come back to the Isaiah 40 because the kids are through, man. All right. This is the future of this. That's how you know Yahweh Shai has to come back quick. So this is the book of Isaiah 3, and I'm going to start at verses 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. All right. Now, we understand that this word children is twofold. Okay, it's doublefold because we use this in lieu of Esau. All right, but also the kids. It says children are the oppressors and women rule over them, and those kids have been brought up by single parents. Okay, you can tell by the talking points that the young women had. You know, they was get emotional. They was just speaking things that was based on opinion and not fact. It was just something they heard. You know, they was basically regurgitating shit they heard celebrities and a bunch of talk show hosts and CNN spew out. Okay, but it says children are the oppressors, and children are very oppressive, man, because most parents, they revolve their lives around their kids instead of the other way around. Okay, the parents have become servants into the children. And this is why you notice the kids, they run a household. This is why a lot of times if you come into situations and the female you're dealing with, she has a child, oftentimes she's going to put that child above your interest because she takes her order from the kid. Because in this world, they teach you all your kids are everything, which, you know, your children are important to you. You're supposed to take care of your kids and, you know, have a relationship with them. But overall, they're not supposed to sway or dictate the pace of the household because they're children, they're kids, they're servants. Okay, they're not supposed to be able to make certain decisions that would influence your mindset. Oh, I don't like him as your boyfriend. And all of a sudden she cuts the guy off because of something her daughter said. But her daughter's not old enough or rational minded to understand adulthood and relationships, man. But yet it happens. You know, I see it all the time. You go on these apps and shit. You see women, oh, my kids come first. I got 5 kids. If you can't like it, you don't accept my kids. You don't accept me. Hey, that's just how it is. And you got guys that opt into that stuff, man. And then 5 years after you've destroyed the situation, now you wasted 5 years of your time, man. Because children are very oppressive. You know, every Jordan, every goddamn PlayStation that comes out, you know, you got to give them the newest gear. Then you got to understand what they're learning in school. Then you got to detox them. Then you got to bring them here. It's too much, man. This is why it tells us in Jeremiah 16, it says we should not have sons or daughters in this place because it just, the reality of it, it's a lot to deal with. Now, we know realistically that's not going to happen because, you know, that's the way that the Lord has it set up. But if I knew what I knew 14 years ago, I never would have had a kid, you know, straight up, because it's adding more affliction than what it needs to be. Because let's just say if you double parent or you joint parenting, he's getting the father side and the mother side. And if the parents are not in agreement with each other, then the kids are going to develop conflicting interests because they're going to get mainly one side narrative. Oh, your father wasn't shit. Your father didn't care about you. Your father wasn't here. He ain't did nothing to support you. But yet you've been paying child support 18 years. That's support. But in the kid's mindset, oh, well, that ain't enough. That's oppression, man. Okay, and it says, and women rule over them. Yeah, because like we said, the women, they ultimately are the ones that controls the household. All right. Matter of fact, let's get this in Proverbs 14. And 1, it says, every wise woman build her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her own hands. Right. And that's the anomaly of these situations. As we saw the argument, man, those women, they were getting very, very emotional because of talking points that they don't even understand, based on narratives that they can't even possibly conceive when neither side is really for both. Okay, Kamala is not for you, Jakes. Trump is not for you, Jakes. Both of them hate you. Okay, both of them have a common interest in this to destroy our people. And you can't tell Jake that because Jake don't pay attention. Okay, they just look at it like, man, you just being negative. They said they was going to do something for the black people. How long they been saying that to you Israelites, man? And they ain't done nothing for you. Okay, you're still arguing over what the hell a man and a woman is, man. Okay, you still have tension among your relationships with your woman. A situation with a woman should be one of the most, you know, even though Paul said we would have trouble in the flesh, but dealing with it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that complicated. Once everybody understand their roles and want to play their role, it's not hard at all. You know, it's not supposed to be this hard, but yet you got them pouncing on him and he clapping back, and clearly there's no respect. You know, and them girls are learning at a young age on how to be disrespectful, you know, and being boss bitches and Miss Queens and, you know what I'm saying, OnlyFans. Those are basically OnlyFans. Those are OnlyFans models in the making, man. Okay, after high school, that's if they even make it out of high school, they're going to be trying to drop out of college to go start an OnlyFans career, man. at 18 years old. And that's the reality of the world we live in. So we got to get the hell up out of here, man. All right. Let's go from here to Isaiah 30, and let's start at verses 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh, and that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right. And that's our people. And the Lord, he's getting ready to unalive a lot of kids, man, a lot of teenagers, because they're up the age now that they can get judged. Going back years ago, they found that young woman, Kanika Jenkins, they found her in the freezer. And that was just like a big old frenzy. That was like some type of horror analogy on the internet for like the last 4-5 years. I think that happened back in 2017, 2018 or something like that, when they allegedly found this girl in the freezer. I mean, that sparked off a whole frenzy of ideologies out there, man. But yet, see, this is what happens when you're not in alignment with the will of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. So a lot of these kids, hey, they don't have no cloak for their sin. And this is what they don't show you in the movies. They don't really show you kids being unalived in the streets of America, man. But believe it or not, man, you have more kids than actual adults in this place, if you really think about it. Okay, because the average adult has 2 or more kids. So you got mainly kids running around here, man. But it says here that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So this is the result of our people. They believe in a system that has not been a help nor a profit unto them, but confusion, destruction, which will all lead them to destruction. This is why when they come out of high school, they don't come out learning anything. They don't know nothing. They don't even know how to write resumes. They don't even know how to open up a bank account. They don't know how to write checks. Okay, they don't understand how to budget. They don't understand accounting. They don't understand anything, man. Okay, they barely can read and write. And these are the same women and the same people that you want to put over you. Like a lot of times, man, when you watch those, when them guys, they go on the streets and they interview and they ask women, name 3 countries. These demons name 3 cities. Name three city states or name 3 countries. They couldn't tell you. They'll say Chicago. They'll say Newark, New Jersey. They'll say Newark, New Jersey, or they'll say Cleveland, Ohio. Those are 3 cities, man. Those are 3 cities. They can't name 3 countries. You ask them to name 3 countries outside of the Americas, they can't tell you. Well, outside of North America, And it says here, therefore, should the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, man. All right. Verse 5, it says, they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be a help nor a profit, but of shame and also on reproach. And that's basically the result of it. Barack Obama was ashamed and a reproaching to you because he didn't do anything to Jake. Bill Clinton was a complete mess. All right. They got a lot of you Jakes roped up in this Title 4D. Okay. What was his other guy's name? George Bush. You had Al Gore at a point in time that was running for president. I remember years ago, they was like, yeah, we got to vote for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. Not even knowing why they should vote for this guy, but because he was a damn Democrat. This is all you heard Jake women say, yeah, vote for Bernie Sanders. Like, you don't know no policy. You don't know nothing, man. And this is why a lot of you are getting pushed out now. But it says they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be a help nor a profit, but a shame and also a reproach. And Jake, you being reproached, okay? Because you see, we warned you and we've been warning you, but yet, Jake, they continue to be rebellious. So the hell with them. And I ended on this precept. This is the book of Isaiah 40. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 30. It says, even a youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Okay. Now we understand this is actually talking about, it's talking about bodily. It's talking about, just our people being in a weakened state as we, you got young men having heart attacks at 18, 19 years old, but also mental wise, man. Okay. The youths have fainted. They don't know the way. Okay. They're weaker. They don't have any type of morality. Okay. They don't believe in any type of higher power. They're all involved in idolatry or idol worship, and they couldn't tell you left from right. That's a sign of the youth. They fainting. They're weak. Okay, their minds are not prepared, and this is why the military has a 47% recruitment shortage. Okay, because the people I think they did a poll. They said 77% of the people are not qualified to join the armed forces today, and that's bad because more than ever at this particular time, you need an armed force, especially going into this third world war. You ain't gonna have the numbers, so they have to bring back a draft. So retrospect, they gonna have to just grab people up, man, against their will and put a gun in their hand. They gonna need bodies. They gonna just say, go over there and just shoot that way, because they ain't got it, man. That's why it says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles, and they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. And I've seen that scripture on the back of a truck one day. I was praying to the Lord, and bam, 12 o'clock that same day, a big truck darted right in front of me with that spiritual power scripture on there. And that gave me a semblance of hope, because I'm like, yeah, the Lord can use me, to do. This is when I first came out here, and we hadn't started our ministry yet. So when I saw that, I knew that the Lord was going to allow us to start a ministry out here, So it's of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai without a question. I had one more precept I had in mind, but it just actually slipped my mind. What is it? Isaiah 40? No. But anyway, obviously the Spirit didn't want it to come out, but it was something else I wanted to bring out in regard to this precept. But it's all good. But anyway, I'm going to end it giving out praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you are edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.